Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to give a demo on our Tactical 3PL WMS system. If you're a new customer to Tactical, welcome aboard. If you are a previous customer but you're new to the team, welcome aboard as well. So today I'm going to try to accomplish with you to be able to learn exactly how our WMS system works for inbound receiving, cross docks, outbound orders, and then work orders. And I'll go through each step separately. If you didn't register yet for an account, you could go ahead and register here. If you already created an account, you could just hit it, login with your information. And this is going to be a dashboard. Nothing to do there, just a simple dashboard. If you want to search for an order or for an invoice number, you can do that from the actual dashboard. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and go on to inbound shipments. So inbound shipments, you're going to have here, once you place your orders, the orders will be sitting over here. And you see here, order number, container number, the ETA, size. The FBIDs are only if you're going to cross dock, and we're going to walk you through that today. And then total cartons on that shipment, and then status updates. Status updates work. You can see it here in the system where you log in, and you could also get notified by email of the status update. So on receiving, we have a status update as pending. That means that shipment didn't hit our warehouse yet. Once the shipment arrives to our warehouse, you're going to get a status update saying that it arrived. Once the shipment was offloaded, you're going to get a status update saying that it was received. Once a shipment is moved to inventory, that means it's put away in the racking, you're going to get an update saying that it was moved to inventory. If you create a cross dock, that means part of it will stay in inventory and part of it will go out right away. You'll have a separate order number for that. I'll show you in a minute. And then you'll have a different type of statuses for that. That status update is going to be in process, ready, and then picked up once it was actually picked up. So I'm going to go ahead and do create. You're going to put in your container number here. And then you're going to put in the ETA. ETA could be approximation. If you're not 100% sure, it's fine. We don't use that as a KPI for our team, exactly what the ETA is. You'll have your trucking company or your freight forwarding company could reach out to us. If we're doing the freight forwarding ourselves, we'll reach out to the warehouse, letting them know when it's coming in. Cart needs to be labeled yes or no. That's only if you're cross-stocking product. In this case, we're not going to cross-stock. We're going to work on an order that's going straight into inventory. You can select the container size. So we're going to choose a 40 IQ. And then I'm going to choose one of our facilities. I'm going to choose the Chino facility. And then here you have two options. One is if you're a high SKU account, you could download the sample here. And here you can see it's asking for the item number. That's your SKU name, your total cartons, dimensioning unit is centimeter or inches, length, width, height. The weight is what it weighs, and then weight unit is if it's kilograms or pounds. Units per carton. Cartons to Amazon, that's the cross-dock part. So if you want to ship products to Amazon, it doesn't only have to be Amazon. It could be Walmart. It could be different stores, retail stores. If you want to, you can use that the same thing. Any notes on the actual SKU, and then item title. So the difference between item number and item title is item number is your internal SKU. Item title is more like a description of the product is. So for example, let's say you're selling water bottles, but your internal screen is WT1. That would go into item number. If your item title, that's the description, that would be water bottle 1 liter, let's say. So that you would use for item title. So that's if you're doing the upload option. If you want to do it manually, you could do it add item here. You put in the item number, title, like I said earlier, that's the more of a description, total cartons, and then all the other information we saw earlier. If we already received this item once before, that items will go into current items right here. And basically you can select that so you don't have to look for the dimensions and the weight again. Our system will save it to our database where we'll keep that information for future use. But in this case, we're going to use the water bottle, for example. So let's say the item number is WT1. I'm going to put in water bottle, 1 liter. And let's say we're receiving a total of 500 cartons. Let's say the dimensions are 10 by 20 by 20 in inches, but you could do centimeters. If your product's coming in from overseas, most of the time your information will be in centimeters or kilograms. Let's say it weighs 50 pounds. Let's say they come 24 in a pack in a master case. And then shipped to Amazon, you could choose 500 or 0. In our case, we're going to choose 0 now. If you have any notes on this SKU, you can put that in here. See here, it shows here, total cartons 500, total units is 12,000, dimensions, the weight, the weight unit, that's pounds, shipped to Amazon, we chose 0, and then that's it. You could edit or delete it. As long as the shipment did not arrive to our warehouse, you could go ahead and come back and edit the order. If you're still putting in your inbound order, you could go ahead and edit, delete if you made a mistake or you want to change anything. In this case, we're not shipping anything to Amazon, so we don't need the FBA ID and reference ID. As you can see, I can't type anything. It's grayed out. You hit continue, and you can upload your packing list here and hit submit. It's not mandatory to upload your packing list. It's only if you want to. So that's an option if you are creating an inbound where the whole shipment is going into inventory. Now we're going to go on a scenario where the shipment is going into inventory, some of it, and some of it is going to Amazon or anywhere else. ETA. Card needs to be labeled yes. Hit continue. I'm going to add by 20. And here I'm going to put in that I want to cross stock 250 cartons. You click add item. I'm going to do another one. Let's say we're going to do the same thing. So we have now 1,000 cartons coming in, and then 500 is going on right out. But it could be different numbers, doesn't really matter. You can see here, you can put in the Amazon reference ID. And then here you have an option to do a 5-way split. If you're doing that, if you're not paying any placement fees, you could do all the FBA IDs. I'm just going to put FBA 1, FBA 2. But when you put in your order, make sure to put in the correct FBA ID. Because when a trucker comes to pick up, they a lot of times will show the Amazon or the Amazon reference ID, or they show the FBA ID. Or if we're doing the trucking, that would be very important for making an appointment. You choose that information. We have a service called Split Smart, where it's a flat fee to anywhere, any Amazon location here in the United States. If you opt into that, it's $195 per pallet. If you click on that, that's all you need to do to opt into that. The next option is going to ask you each FC. So we have all the FCs built in here. So you could choose any location here. Let's say this one's going to LB1. This one is going here. This one, let's say, is going. This one's going to Seattle. This is going to Dallas. Let's say this one is going to the California one, LGBA. So from this 250, we got to put in here let's say 100 here, 75 here, 25, 25, and 25. So same with here, 100 here. But you would put in basically information what Amazon tells you to put in, or you could also do upload multiple FBA, where you have an upload option, and upload it the same way. We hit continue, and here you would upload the labels per FBA where it needs to go to. And then you go ahead and submit the shipment. So here you would upload your carton labels, pallet labels, and also potentially BOL. If you're using Amazon Partner Carriers, you could upload the BOL here as well. If you don't have the BOL right away, you could email it to your customer service rep, and she will upload it into our database. So that's basically a wrap for inbound shipments. If you're doing multiple splits or if you're just doing one, when you're cross-docking anything on your inbound. Now I'm going to go to outbound shipments. So this is where your outbound orders are going to be sitting and your cross-dock orders are going to be sitting on. Like you see here, the statuses, we have pending. That means we didn't touch the order yet. We have in process, we have ready, and then we have picked up status. Those are the status that you'll see. You also have allocated orders. That means we just printed the order, but it didn't hit the floor yet where they're going to prep it. So usually if you see an order unallocated, you can still reach out to your customer service rep. And if you need to make any changes, we can still do that. I'm going to go ahead and create, choose the order date, warehouse. We hit continue. And then here you'll be able to select which SKUs you want to ship out. You can do it this way, or you could download available inventory where it will show you available cartons, or if you want to see the units, and then you can fill in here how many cartons you want to ship out from each SKU. You save it, you upload it here, right here, you would upload it, and then it would auto select the SKUs, or you can do it manually where you want to ship out 7 from here, 1 from here, and let's say 1 from here. We're going to hit continue. And here you have the same option you saw earlier when you're cross-docking, where you put in the Amazon reference ID. You put in your FBA ID. You can do multiple FBAs till 5. How Amazon splits it up. And then here you could choose, you want to use Split Smart, or you could select there that you're sending a third party, or that could be Amazon Partner Carrier, it could be UPS. We're very flexible with that. In this case, it's a small order. I'm going to choose UPS, and here you would upload the labels here. So that's basically how our outbound system works. Okay, and here you can see I filled in the Amazon reference ID. If you want, you can put them all up here. And then I split up between FBA1 through FBA5, but obviously put in the right information here. So if we make the appointments, or if your trucker shows up with this information, we know to match it up with your proper order. Also, we have the option of Split Smart. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a flat fee of $195 per pallet to go to any location in the US, any Amazon location. And it's a faster and better service than Amazon Partner Carriers. Or if you used to paying placement fees, in most cases, it's going to be way cheaper than placement fees. So you just opt into that, click in it, and you're good to go. Here, you would choose the FC, and then you just fill in each column, which box, how many cartons are going to each location. So FBA1, FBA2, FBA3, FBA4, and FBA5. You'll fill in the total cartons that need to ship to this location. Obviously, in this case, we only chose 9 cartons. I won't be able to fill it in to all locations. They will have to stay 0. But usually FBA shipments are larger than that. You'll be able to split it up per location, how many cartons go to each. And then in tab 5, you'll be able to upload the labels per FBA, like I saw earlier when we did the cross-dock. Now I'm going to go ahead and move over to work orders. So work orders are only needed when we need to do any prep inside the box. So anything outbound related, that means we're not touching inside of the box. We're not opening the master cartons. We're not accessing any of the units. We're just forwarding the cartons from the warehouse locations going into Amazon or any other retailer or e-commerce platform. If we need to open the box, we need to do a QC check, or we need to relabel the units. We need to do packs, 2 packs, 3 packs. Anything related to that is going to be considered a work order, where in that case, you place an order. Within 24 hours, you're going to get a quote on how much it's going to cost you per unit. Once you approve the quote, it's usually 3 to 5 business days where it takes to get it done. Obviously, if you want it to be done quicker, if it's an easy thing, obviously you can communicate with your customer service rep to make sure that it gets out quicker. But our average time is between 3 to 5 business days for a work order that got complete. A worker is not needed if we need to put on carton labels on the master cartons and pallet labels or UPS labels. That's considered a regular outbound. Again, work orders are only needed when we need to open the master cartons. And the same thing here, you would see FBA ID, total cartons, picked up status if it's picked up already, and then all the other status like allocated and processed, ready, and picked up. That's all the status that you saw at outbound. You'll have the same thing in inbound. You're going to choose a date, you select the warehouse, and you're basically going to select the SKU that you want to do a work order on. So let's say this one, we have 2 options. So sometimes, let's say Amazon shut down a listing, or you want to relist the product, you want the whole SKU relabeled, for example, but you don't want to ship out the whole SKU. What you're going to do then is put in, let's say you want to only ship out 50, and then you still want to relabel all the other cartons, but you want to back the inventory. You could choose back the inventory 150, and then cartons to Amazon would be 50. So you have that option, or you could put 0, where no, I want to send the whole thing into Amazon, or partially you want to relabel. Sometimes you want to do 2 SKUs of the same product with a different variation or something. So you have that option. You hit continue. And then here, it's the same as earlier. You put in up to 5 FBAs. And then here you would put the work order instructions. So you can make it as big as you want and put it in writing. If you have a video link or if you have an attachment, obviously you'll be able to attach it by the labels. You'll be able to attach an image or a video if you want us to show it how you want us to do it. Or you could just write it here. Or if you have a URL, you could put it here in the notes as well. And our team will review it and get back to you on a quote on that. Once you finish that information, you go ahead and continue. Same as earlier, if you have multiple splits, you're going to have to separate them, how many cartons go per split. And then once you've done that, you could go ahead and upload the labels here per FBA with the right labels. Same with the FNSKU labels or UPC codes. All of them could be uploaded in tab 5, where that's where you're going to complete the order and hit submit and complete. Now we have inventory detail. Inventory detail goes by pallet. So every line item is a pallet. Carton quantity, unit quantity, the data was received, and in which warehouse it's sitting in. And if you're not doing D2C with us, it will show no. If you are doing D2C with us, it will show yes. So some pallets might be in the D2C, the direct-to-consumer division. Some pallets might be in regular bulk inventory, we call it. That's for B2B, where that goes to Amazon or Walmart. So all of that will show up here. So don't get scared if you see a yes and a no. Yes means if you opted into D2C, no means that SKU or that pallet is not opted into that. You could also go back by dates to if you want to know at any given time how many pallets you had in our warehouse. You could also select which warehouse it is if you're in multiple warehouses. You could also export the CSV. All of that options are available. So this is by a pallet level. So we give you that transparency to see every single pallet in the warehouse, because if you see a pallet is low in inventory and we could do a consolidation, we do cycle counting, it's called, on a day-to-day basis, but obviously we are very large. We have a couple of very large warehouses where it takes a while to be able to consolidate your freight every single day. So we recommend, that's why we put that for visibility. If you see I have SKUs that could be consolidated, obviously it has to be the same SKU. We cannot make SKUs on different SKUs on a pallet, but if it's the same SKU, you'll send the email to your customer service rep and she'll make sure that we go ahead and consolidate it. We have inventory summary here. So inventory summary is by SKU level, not by pallet level. So we'll show you SKU, item name, how many pallets you have, how many cartons you have total, and how many units you have. If you click on it, it's going to give you a full history of all the ins and all the outs of the SKU. So if you sometimes you check something and it's like, oh, I'm missing 5 cartons, I would suggest you come in here, see all your ins and outs, do that reconciliation. If you still see something is off, then obviously reach out to us. We'll make sure it gets handled. But this 99.9% of the time will resolve your issue. We also have invoices here. So you can go to My Invoices. They will get emailed to you in PDF format, but you also have an option to see it over here. You click on an invoice, it will actually hyperlink it to that order so you can access it quicker. Some like storage invoices do not have a hyperlink. You could just see that on the actual storage invoice. It will go through every pallet, how many days it was in the pallet, and how much it's going to cost. If you want to pay them from our system, we do accept credit card from our system, or you could do wire, ACH, and other forms of payment that you could do through your bank directly. But if you want to pay from our system directly, you could go ahead, select which invoices you want to pay. You click on pay, and you put in credit card information here, and click pay, and that will automatically pay it. We do not save credit card information, just in case if we ever get hacked or anything like that. We don't want your private information being exposed. So all you have to do is put in your card number every time you want to pay payment by credit card. Keep in mind there is a credit card convenience fee for paying with credit card, but there's no fees for ACH or wires. We also have an option here. You can see your paid invoices. You can change your password. You can see our local trucking delivery rates will be over here. And that's basically a wrap. That's everything that we have in our WMS system right now. We are actively enhancing our system, adding more features and adding new cool things to the WMS. But any question that pops to mind, don't hesitate to reach out to me or one of our team members. We'll be able to help. And looking forward to working with you. Thank you.